Team ASTER's turn to ban.
Snake.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. TUNDRA ESPORTS turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team ASTER's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. TUNDRA ESPORTS turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team ASTER's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. TUNDRA ESPORTS turn to
Slug.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What's it with?
Choose your hero.
"有没有神之一钩？这一把要一战成神，打你们5个。
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
我正补，我反补，我正补，我又反补啦！
Other teams are ignoring, but Tundra, as they always have been, they love to play the Doom, and they still very much absolutely a top tier pick. Do you agree with that sort of approach to the game right now?
Not sure how much I agree with it, but it's definitely a 3-3 special. This guy loves this hero. Like, he's been playing it for as long as I know. Like, even back when I started, this guy was spamming this hero already. He plays it literally to perfection, and I feel like it suits them like very well. They're gonna help him later. He's gonna up the tempo. When they help him, he's gonna get top net worth as he usually does, and then they kind of just go from there.
Yeah, they tend to be they just put so much pressure with the hero. I feel like they're one of the few teams that actually makes the Scorched Earth always look super threatening, like in laning phase and stuff like that. Like 1, 2, 3.
Gonna have a bit of a battle here. Skeeter, he stepped up to the high ground, but Boga's gonna be the first to fall low as Tundra will find that first blood. I'll lose Skeeter in return. Might not come to an end yet. As Tundra, they want to try and push on for more. Shield crash pretty much onto the entirety of Aster as 9 looks to continue the chase. Aster, they'll get their way back up to the high ground. So just a 1-for-1 there.
Cool, and you already see that Aster, off of this, they have preparation. They already know what they're doing versus the Doom. You see this ward that they place here, blocking out the camp, making sure that you can also watch when they're going to start creep cutting too, because that's what Tundra does, but more so blocking the camp so you can limit, perhaps, for what that Doom is going to be able to find at some point when it's Devour.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more normal plays that you want to do against the Doom. You don't want him to get this mana burn creep. And also already, 3-3 will be there later, but he's already there now. Top of the net worth, he did get the first blood, so good start for him.
And we're seeing, sort of this start where they're all very much grouped up around the mid. Does this lead to the potential for anything a bit different in terms of lanes? Is anybody trying to dodge one another with the setup? Ooh, bit of a whiff spear there, but even if it did connect, Skeeter able to get up to the high ground in time.
They're gonna put this Razor mid as Ori is playing it. He should be okay in this matchup. I would definitely say it's a slightly Razor favorite in here. But 9 on his Pango, he's gonna get what he will. He can always get away from the link. He's gonna get his CS. But most importantly, I think, are later the runes and the rotations onto this Razor. He's very susceptible in this mid lane.
Yeah, and I do like. I mean, that's really good block there. 9 actually getting a bit of an advantage at the start here, so we'll be able to help with it. We did see the mid ward get taken out from Siamese Cat. They did get that D ward.
And having a look at these side lanes already up top. Trying to make a bit of a go for 33 there.
Okay, so cool lane setups that they decided to do here. They put the CM bottom with the Mars to make sure that he's not, so that they can actually apply some pressure to the CK, because otherwise it would just be a CK free farming versus probably the 2 melee. So I do like this option.
Yeah, we've seen this kind of with a few different melee offlaners, right? Just having the CM down here, playing aggressive, and this just sort of allows you to use the full potential of this hero, the Crystal Maiden, very early on to sort of the enemy's annoyance.
I think it's very good for the bottom lane, first of all, but also, most importantly, I feel like Marcy can apply more pressure top against his Doom. It's usually the type of hero that he's very weak early on. Tundra are very good at using him aggressively with the Scorched Earth, as we have a nice little arrow without too much more connection. But to go back to the Doom, you want heroes that really pressure him in lane. You can jump him with the Marcy, pull him back, then the Slark comes in. So that is what Aster are looking for in this lane.
And in terms of the Slark, being Aster's final pick, how good of a Slark game is this for Monet? I mean, what's sort of top of the list in terms of things that he's got to be concerned about? Are there going to be timings of this game that it won't be too easy for Monet to find space or to make aggressive moves?
I think it's a pretty good Slark game. Of course, the Pango towards the end is definitely good against you. He can always chain stun you, maybe with the axe, there's a lot of damage. What he has to watch out for is kind of to not get doomed. It's going to be his biggest downfall in this game.
But Monet, he's low. He has to be careful.
Yeah, sort of throughout that entire move. Saxa, though, taking hits with the tower, put the fairy fire, and he will just make it away there. Some early aggression here from Tundra underneath that tower, and just the spam and the harass keeping Monet incredibly low here.
That chain lightning, almost getting him there. Having to use the half salve there. Barely gonna actually get much out of it there.
They have no tangos. Feels a little bad for them here in this top lane. There's definitely a lot of space here for Tundra in the next coming waves.
And look how many, I mean, they have mangoes, right? 33. We've seen this actually a lot from Tundra throughout this whole tournament. They are just mango advocates. Even sometimes when you see heroes that probably don't use that many, like Doom, this is a game where he's getting it, and it works perfectly because he does have that chain lightning that's coming out on Monet.
Yeah, that's the AOI 2000 big brain, you know, coach input. He's definitely helping them with the mangoes. I know he's always been, you know, very high up on that. Even if you play weaker lanes, if you have more consumables in specific moments of the lane, it can really make like such a huge difference.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
see that.
Yeah, only 4 CS right now for Monet. He's not having a fun time against this aggressive duo of Tundra that's been put against him top.
Yeah, and bottom snag, he does get the shield off bombing himself first.
He's able to turn, get a blast off onto XXS.
I think that shield actually saves him. I think he actually does go down otherwise from the rebuke and hit.
Seeing so far in the mid lane, pretty much dead even. 13 for 2 against the 13 for 1 between Ori and 9. No struggles to be had there. Bottom, XXS still very much prepared with plenty of regen. Pretty much a full one, very far in a salve, so he's fit to sort of take a bit of harassment from Snaking and Skeeter in this setup. But and so the CS is fantastic, you know, free farm for the Mars on this bottom lane.
But Skeeter should also, this is why they go for this CK pick. Every time I haven't seen this a lot from Tundra, when they see like oppressive offlaners, just these pressure heroes sometimes, that just like a lot of spam, CM of course with any type of spammer. They pick this type of CK because he's just a self-sustainer. He doesn't need to buy too much regen. He just sits in lane and attacks.
Yeah, he also works incredibly well with Lich. It's kind of what Lich wants to have in the lane, someone aggressive, but at the same time he has all this inbuilt regen up to the top lane.
I mean, poor old Monet's just not having an easy time at all here. Saxa going through the chase down, and there's the chain lightning to finish him off. Monet taken down. At the same time, down bottom, they'll attempt to get aggressive onto Skeeter, but the shield's up from Snaking. Skeeter trying to step back. Mango's being popped here by Siamese Cat. He's got another frostbite and a blast. That last right click, though, not enough to take him down. Skeeter, he'll be able to walk away. But very much an incredibly different story here for the beginnings of both carries. You know, Monet is not having a fun time at all up top.
Honestly, Skeeter's going to start having a pretty rough time too. No regen bottom. If he steps up, he just gets nuked and dies.
You see here, Boca, they're going to try and trade back towards 33, but Monet's getting right click down pretty low by Saxa. Same to be said for Boca. They're both incredibly low. The arrow's going to come out. Monet, he's not going to be able to finish off Saxa. Saxa kites him out with the lead. As 33 getting another kill, Saxa will fall. But this top lane continues to be an absolute nightmare here for the Slug.
I mean, this chain lightning is just devastating. I mean, you can see there the scorched earth damage, as I was mentioning earlier. Somehow, it always ends up building up. They make this ability just look so damn powerful in the laning phase.
Tundra are just so good at these early itemizations. He starts with the Wraith Band in the lane to give himself all the armor against the physical lane, then the magic wand, then you have the mangoes. He gets probably the best creep he can ask for in this lane. Sark, low HP hero, he hates his chain lightning. Of course, he has Sax in his lane who's going to help him as well. And this lane is big lane.
Bit of a setup there. They're able to get the connection with the arrow. Jump forward for 9, and that's going to be Ori taken down. So Saxa really feeling this early game pressure from the plays up top to now making these moves towards the mid lane. Keeping a good hold of these sort of early states of lanes for Tundra.
He has a lot of freedom now too, and when the respawn's going to come out, it's going to be around this 6-minute power rune. So Saxa, he's going to stay around here. He's going to be able to play around that rune also to ensure that the Pango's able to get it.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge, especially in these lanes where like you do this lane swap where you're like, yeah, you know, Razor's going to do well mid, maybe slightly win, but now this kill can truly offset it. Luckily for Aster, you know, the rune does spawn bottom, but Razor's still is on cooldown now, so maybe someone can refill 9's bottle or he gets some resources. He could make a move to top again to kind of put even more pressure on Monet in this top lane, and Razor will not be able to respond to this move.
33 just
arcane boots.
Yeah,
the spam's going to increase it. This man's not running out of mana anytime soon.
It is going to be really nice with the Mirana because Saxa's having such a good game. He's level 5 already. So the Starstorm combo plus arcane boost plus the nuke, they're going to push Monet out of lane again immediately.
See bottom. Definitely one of the better parts of the map for Aster so far. XXS top net worth. Tries to turn towards Skeeter, but again, Snaking able to provide enough protection to make sure that Skeeter can't quite get burst here by the combos between XXS and Siamese Cat. Try another attempt here with a frostbite. A bit of a pull from Snaking. Make sure that XXS isn't able to close in and follow up with any further spells. So Skeeter's back under the safety of the tower. Snaking, ooh, actually gets the fairy fire off in time.
Yeah, so close.
And that'll allow him to survive as well.
This top lane is definitely the biggest pressure point in this game for Tundra. They already got the tower fairly low. Monet not too happy in this lane, as we've mentioned multiple times. And I think if Tundra get to take this top tower before ASTER get to pressure bottom much more, sure, they're doing well in the lane, but tower still full HP, and Razor not the best hero at rotating. So I feel like Tundra will soon look to maybe step up the tempo of the game, maybe 8-minute mark, help 9 in mid, and then look to rotate him into one of the side lanes.
That could definitely be a pretty difficult recovery outlet for Monet. He's actually putting 2 points in the Essence shift, if you see that as well too. So not having the Dark Pack maxed probably pretty early on is going to really hurt him.
All right, I mean, that's my kind of slot, but it's going to be hard to play with a couple of early points in the passive.
This is devastating. Yeah, the lane is just so oppressive. It's so much mana that they have because those arcane boots. So just keep spamming. Monet might just die again.
Radiant's middle
chase him
tower
out.
is under attack.
See if they can find him in the trees after the pounce. Whoop. Catch a quick glimpse of him there. See if they can line up the arrow. They can. Monet will be going down again. And you can see there on the net worth, I mean,
And the Doom's up again.
It is up. It's ready to go. He hits the 633 and he's ready to drop that Doom down.
And he's got a Mango, so now he's got mana for Scorched Earth.
Ori with the TP.
And in fact, they'll respect the TPs. As Tundra, they'll bail out there completely. So they won't get a kill off the back of the Doom, but they do force that reaction from Ori, who heads towards top.
You can't blame 33 for that. You know, sometimes you're really feeling that kind of momentum that's coming from those kills. Does end up being a wasted Doom, but does end up forcing a rotation from Ori. Now Monet, as we said, has to get out of that top lane.
He's got to recover somehow. I mean, you're seeing on the net worth pretty much the same amount on him as Zax has been able to pick up from these early game moves.
Yeah, I think putting the Sarky in the mid lane is usually a pretty nice rotation if you have a hard time as a carry and you can't really jungle yet. Going into mid is nice, it's easy for you to get XP and gold. Mid laners usually at this point just want to push out the wave and, run away, maybe go gank another lane. But at the same time, Tundra really like their play. They pop the Doom Force TBs and they get out.
So if they can find Baboka here in the trees, 9. Off the Rolling Thunder, but actually, a nice bit of a spot that Baboka steps into. And 9, he's not going to quite get the correct read on that. Very good little hiding spot for Baboka, and a spot that he's going to step out into now though, so he will die. Will still go down.
Give him a little respect tip though. Good spot. Anybody who goes top, that's just a devastating lane, really. And yeah, like you mentioned, the mid lane, Monet's there, but 33 comes to him, keeps putting him down. Still not level 6 on Monet.
Let's see this top tier 1 tower. Unlikely to have anything done defensively by ASTER for it.
And Soxa with his early rotations also. Now he's level 7.
Yeah.
10 minutes, and he's already got this aggressive ward that he placed earlier, so he can make these rotations and look to pretty much kill most of the cores. That burst damage is nothing to laugh at.
See ASTER try and make the aggressive move here towards 9 and Zaxa.
He got a mid-shield crash.
See if that's going to be enough to take him down. I think it should be 9. He's caught on the high ground. ASTER able to kill off the Panga.
The worst feeling for Pango when that happens.
One on lane Skeeter. Ready to go with the ult. Turns quickly. Destroys Siamese Cat.
Yeah, the Panga would have lived for sure. He would have lived until he had enough Swashbuckle, got out, but Baboka with a perfectly timed dispose to cancel that. In the meantime, bottom lane, Mr. CM also. And right now, the state of the game is definitely not good for ASTER. I mean, you can see it in the network already, but it's mainly about the state of the map right now. They did lose their top tower. Now the map is more open for Tundra. And ASTER don't really have the lineup that is going to push back, smoke into you and kill you, or have an easy time opening up the spot tower. So I'm really kind of interested to see how they want to play these next 2 minutes. Is it just going to be keeping your cores, as far spread as possible to get all the lanes pushed out, or are you going to smoke 3 people from mid, perhaps to the Mars bottom and open up there? Because I think Tundra, they will counterplay you for sure.
I think they want to at least try to get some attention off the top lane. So I think moving the Mars, moving XXS, he's the strongest one on the map, it feels like right now with Ori. So it does feel like it could be the good move. Yeah, they're trying for it. Does look like Tundra might have the read. Skeeter, very defensive.
Let's see what they can set up here. Baboka, also feeling rather strong, level 7. Get the setup. Quick rebound over towards Snaking.
Nice quick kill. Tries for the spear, won't quite connect. Should be able to go for the finish on the tower here. See if Tundra does look to respond. They do have, I think, most TPs if they're ready. Never mind. Pangos isn't ready, so yeah, bot.
Yeah, they're gonna chill. They're gonna be happy to oblige. Smoke move from ASTER. Skeeter, it's like, alright, see you later. He's gonna TP out, keep farming. They're gonna keep pushing in the whole top lane. Perhaps try to pressure Monet a little bit, which is not too easy, but at this point, if you can just make the Slark farm maybe one wave all the time in his tier 2 and steal half his jungle, that's already okay. Like, look at Slark's net worth. He is suffering and he's gonna need help.
I think they even like pulled. I think they side pulled a hard camp too.
It's very good. It's just a beautiful play. Like when you, sometimes it's hard to invade or really stop them from farming. So the best thing you can do, because carries are getting better and better, you stay in this lane. You wait for the wave to push in. Well, joke's on you. I'm pulling it.
Yeah, up on him. Quick setup with the tumblers to into the arena, but it's close to tier 2 tower. So TPs will be coming in. 2 of the 3 of them can burst through Skeeter. They can. The question is if they can get out without any sort of trade occurring, as Saxa and 9 thinking about chasing, but ASTER, they're able to break far enough away, and they'll get away with that one without any sort of trade going back the way of Tundra.
Yeah, look at this. They pulled the top wave again. Poor Monet. He's trying to get these waves that come in, but 33, he just keeps pulling it in, denying a couple.
Yeah, I mean, teams are just getting a lot better at, playing perhaps a little bit of a slower game, knowing that if you just take the tower and you just kind of leave the area, Slark will just free farm. But you can see in his net worth that's not really happening. ASTER, though, in the meantime, very nice play on the bottom tier 2, punishing Skeeter a little bit for perhaps being slightly out of position. Dispose combo, they kill him and they force some TP, so this is definitely good for the game right now.
Getting pretty close to BKB on Ori, too.
That's going to be one of their first big timings for sure. Look for perhaps the BKB timing with Mars's Blink Dagger. He's about 1,000 gold away, so BKB might come out slightly before that, but when they have those 2 items, it's definitely goal time for ASTER to up the tempo a little bit in this game.
Yeah, he can kind of just run through, not have to worry so much about that Pango and Lich, the burst damage that can come out. Not Tundra though, looks like they're the ones making the first move.
Let's see if they can maybe catch them before that timing.
Oh, this would be a huge time for them to grab the Razor if they can, but ASTER defensively postured.
Yeah, good positioning here from Siamese Cat. Sort of give any information. Make sure that Tundra can't freely step up to the high ground, but Boca also ready to back up Ori if any fight comes in his direction.
And by the way, even though that looks like a Sentry Ward, everybody, that is an Observer Ward. That blue one next to the, the sneaky one that Tundra tends to do. That is an wait, no, it wasn't this time. Sorry about that. They got me shitting. There was a couple times we've seen them doing that this tournament. I was actually checking. It's this one on the left side. Sorry, the one that's just right next to it. There we go.
I mean, if it debates us, it probably debates the players too.
It really does. Naming the Sentry Ward. Naming the Outward Sentry Ward.
Boca, we'll see if the 2 of them got the damage with the ult for the CM. The controller to dispose, they certainly do. Good quick move there from ASTER as 9 caught by surprise.
But Boca's definitely got the Nikes on. He's in the right places at the right time, doing some good jukes, getting the right kills on the map. He's stabilizing the map right now. Like, if ASTER keep getting to do this until they get this BKB blink and, let Monet kind of recover towards his, for now he's looking at a diffusal blade, that's definitely good for them.
I like how they were just like sticking around the Razor too. They're like, Ori's getting kind of close, like 700, 800 gold away from BKB, just sticking right next to him to ensure that he can try to finish it.
Very much closing that bit of a lead that Tundra did get towards the beginning. Up to 7 here, 15 minutes in. Less than 1,000 gold difference between the teams. Still a long road to recovery for Monet. They're definitely slowing down the pace to allow him to have that chance. He's able to farm this bottom half of the map with the tower already gone. A pretty safe area it feels for the Slark to be in.
Yeah, and it's pretty nice because they did get those kills on Skeeter, right? They slowed him down, so Monet, he's actually able to now catch up because of that Dark Pact. So he's actually just pretty much tied his Skeeter, so all things looking good.
Yeah, they're pretty much even net worths. Like, ASTER made a very nice recovery in this game. Like, if you consider that this was somewhat of a slow game where the Doom lineup is kind of bleeding in net worth, you're doing a good job definitely moving around the map. And now they've played the heroes in the right areas. Now Ori is going to have this BKB up, so I'm really looking forward to ASTER just kind of looking for the lanes in a good position and then smoke it up.
Yeah, he's the strongest hero on the map right now on that Razor. Yeah. Everybody runs into the fight. Only thing he has to have to watch out for is that Doom, of course, if it catches him pre-BKB. But it's not a Blink Dagger on the Doom, it is a BKB rush that's going to be coming out, so it shouldn't catch them off surprise. That Doom, I say.
33 himself very close to his own BKB. Diffusal and picked up by 9. Saxa trying to get that lad stunned.
Looks like both teams hitting a bit of a timing, but ASTER, I would say, one that they probably want to play around a little bit harder. The Haste Rune, the BKB, the Blink Dagger. They're waiting for an opportunity, or pushing out this mid lane.
The next 1-2 fights might be very scary for Tundra. Yeah, you do have the team fight with the Pango and 3-3's Doom. He's closing in on his BKB. He definitely wants that before this next fight breaks out. But if ASTER hit their initiation, I'm not sure Tundra have a very good response unless, you know, Snake King gets off a very good shield into Chain Frost. So if XXX's jump is good as bottom.
Just a bit of a leap over the spear, but Saxa, he'll still take the brunt of the attack here from ASTER. They'll find him off the back of that movement. We'll see if they can sweep around for more. They do pop the ult here from Mori.
He still has the Eye of Storm active.
Actually, already in the mid, but Mocha, he gets the straight-up catch onto Snake King. So, a quick connection from ASTER towards the mid. This should allow them to have a good shot at taking this tier 1 tower, or at least forcing some sort of reaction from ASTER.
I mean, but
from Tundra.
But Boca's level 11, by the way. Just gonna be pointing that out as well. Level 10 on the Mars, but level 11 on the Marcy. So he's gonna be going for this transition.
Oh, that's all they. Quick jump, they found 33.
Big grab.
They're in with the setup, and Ori, he'll be able to follow up with the damage. BKB pops as he's able to continue to stay on top of 33, take him down. 9 with the Rolling Thunder. He's not going to be able to stick around to look to take anyone out in return. He's going to opt for the TP out. Ooh, good attempt to maybe find him at the end of the Rolling Thunder with the spear, but the Rolling Thunder lasts too long, and 9 will manage to escape. But we're definitely seeing ASTER making some smart moves now, and Tundra very much getting caught off guard each time.
Space and space and space. Monet, he's loving life.
He's doing, like, he's just enjoying it. He has a diffuser blade now. His team is doing all the right things, all the right moves still. Tundra do have this 1k net worth lead slightly, but the game is, I would say, slipping a little bit out of their hands. They do have this BKB now on 3-3, so we can look, you know, for them to play a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if 9 is calling, yo guys, I want my blink. I'm close to it too, because initiating for them is still a little bit, you know, it's not the easiest. Yeah, you have Moonlight Shadow. Perhaps you want to look to abuse that, but an instant jump, you don't really have it yet.
And definitely a lot more awkward for them to approach inside of that fight. Skeeter also, now he does have Echo Saber. This could maybe also be that timing. It is going to be coinciding soon with that Blink Dagger of 9. So maybe that's when they look to make their first move too. Because ASTER, it's been them for the last few moments.
Boca, he's going to have the ult back up, and as you said, with the very good levels that he's been getting, he's pretty much level 12.
That's big timing also once you get that.
Super close.
Can still just get burst though. That's the one thing. He is playing versus a CK, so versus in some of these like carry versus Marcy matchups, the Marcy can actually do decent versus some of those. CK can actually just blow him up if he's not careful.
Trying over the aggressive jump in for Boca. Immediate reaction from Tundra. They'll throw down the Chain Frost, but Boca will die for that one.
A little over aggressive.
Yeah, definitely nice PK by Tundra. They also must know they have a drums plus Wraith Pack completed. This team is definitely very good at, you know, combining your small little timings. They do get this pick off and straight into row.
Do they get away with this though? I feel like ASTER, they've got a decent chance of taking this fight. I don't know if Tundra can get away with this one.
They don't kill it too fast.
And there's the jump from... Ooh, a little off the mark with the spear. The 9 still able to get the Rolling Thunder off, and he's going to head straight over towards the race. But the BKB was off in time from Mori. So we run past the Rolling Thunder. There's the diffuser blade slow indeed as the BKB comes to an end. 9 continues to control over the Eye of the Storm. Hurts 9 badly. Now Monet's ready to turn up. Jumps in with a pounce. Takes down 9. XXX pushes Saxa off towards the side. Finally, Ori goes down. But Monet, he's still looking pretty strong. He's ready to chase over towards the Lich. Take out another. Now turns towards Skeeter. Skeeter's surrounded here by ASTER. It's going to be a triple kill for Monet.
Oh, he's back, baby.
I mean,
shows up, level 14 now. Might even get another
They might
grab.
just indeed get another one here. 33. The remainder of the Moonlight Shadow buff. He's going to try for the TP out, but they found him. They found him. They're going to be able to take out another ASTER. Monet, ultra kill. Well, this was the little old slot that was getting bullied in the laning stage, but look at him now.
I mean, beautiful fight, really, from ASTER. It's really quite a lot that Ori gets the BKB up as the Doom hits him, because it kind of makes Tundra over-chase and over-commit into this fight where they want to really kill this Razor, but then they're like, oh god, wait, Slark has turned up, and we've pushed so far into like a tier 2. You're gonna see what happens here because of it.
They get to dragged so far into it. Like, when you have this Doom plus Pango lineup, you pretty much want to solidify and win the fight towards like the end of the roll, especially if you're dropping Doom and your BKB at the same time. They get dragged in very far. Nice job by 3-3 to kind of, you know, finish and back off. But now Monet, he's like, whoa, free real estate for me. I come in here, I have my top net worth, I show up for the team, and he just cleans up. Ultra kill for him, and I mean, his game is more than fine.
I mean, yeah, it's looking terrifying now. You know, look at the distance between himself and Skeeter in terms of farm. You know, he's only behind the Doom. I mean, Doom's a Doom. He's always going to be at the top.
Yeah. I mean, he pretty much has the Aghanims finish now. So that's going to just allow him to really get into the backline a lot easier. This Lich, now his life is pretty much impossible when that does come in those team fights. This is a pretty ridiculous recovery, really, from ASTER. And once you start getting ahead also now, you have the Slark. So any vision that Tundra is now placed aggressively immediately gets taken away.
I mean, so if you're Tundra, how do you stop Monet from balling out of control in the next team fight? You know, whose job is it really to kind of prioritize this Slark, make sure that Monet doesn't get all this space to just go from target to target?
Gotta doom him. It really feels like
I think it's important for Tundra that this next fight, now that they do have 2 Blink Daggers, 3 picked up his, that you make sure you combine the roll with the Doom so that there's no like weird Slark ult coming out or BKB pop from the Razor, because when they initiate with their spells, the fight, it has to pop. That guy needs to die within like 2-3 seconds, then you can keep the fight going with the roll, and right now, both teams, they need to be looking at Roshan. So the next fights right now, it's all about whoever will, you know, get to claim the ages.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, Tundra has like this lineup that really wants to explode in like those 10 to 20 seconds of those fights. But ASTER, if the fight continues and it goes long, that's Slark. He's gonna need to start taking advantage of that completely. Yeah,
ASTER want to play prolonged fights, whereas Tundra, they need this really snappy and explosive, like you pop the Phantasm, roll Doom, you get 1-2 kills, and then you either disengage or you like go for Roche. Whereas ASTER, they want to chill a bit, you know, pop your arena, kill 1 hero, Slark lingers around, and they keep going like that.
See ASTER off the back of the smoke, maybe seeing if they can start things out, bait out the team fight, but already 90 with the Rolling Thunder. They jump with it, drop the Doom down onto Ori, but Ori's going to be able to keep his distance, but Boca left on the front lines will go down. 9 charging over with the Rolling Thunder to set up for a second kill. They'll take out both supports, Tundra.
This could get them that Roche now. They have the Alpha Wolf Aura, they have the Raid Pack, the drums, they have the minus armor that comes up from the Pango, so this time...
I mean, the 3 cores are still strong from ASTER, and there is no Doom in terms of the ultimate, so there may be a temptation to do this.
I think they want to poke at least, like maybe run over, throw in a spear for some vision. Ori, I think he wants to join
try
the
get the catch on him, Monet. He's already out of the Shadow Nuts up, the arena's down, they will immediately lose XXS. We'll see if Monet can find any cleanup this time. He's going to bail out, jumps out with the pounce. No longer a fight that ASTER can choose to take, with XXS immediately dying at the start.
Immediately is the right word. Where the hell did he go? He just evaporated.
There's definitely a chance where ASTER can take that fight, but I think it has to be off of the back of Ori coming closer, using his body with the BKB and allowing XXS to play a little more safe, because he doesn't have a BKB yet, so sending him in first, I think a little bit of a mistake, but Tundra, you know, they punish that, they get the Aegis, and now, once again, they're in a convincing lead in this game.
ASTER, not to be deterred by the fact that the Aegis is in the hands of Skeeter. They'll look to hit out with a smoke.
They gotta
see if they can maybe catch Tundra whilst they're in this relaxed state of sort of spread out across the map. They'll look to Saxa.
They gotta take advantage of cooldown.
The leaps, being able to outplay the pounces from Monet. He won't catch Saxa here today.
Instantly drops the Wraith Pack. Something to always watch out too. There is a Marcy on one side, so this Wraith Pack in most of these fights will be addressed from Baboka. And Monet, he is queuing up that shard, so of course wanting to be able to bail out the target that does get doomed if it's not him. We'll be able to protect him a lot of times with that depth shard.
He's going to pop the ult in to try and finish up the tab, but Tundra, they're going to have something to say about that. 9 jumping forward with the Rolling Thunder. Ori immediately popping the BKB in response. We'll see 9 continue to chase up to the high ground. Skeeter's able to pull back Baboka back into his own clutches of the CK. As Baboka falls and the rest of ASTER will be very cautious now. 4 versus 5. They don't want to mess around with Tundra's. Tundra just chasing them down back behind their tier 2s.
ASTER tries to punish this, you know, the cooldown of the Doom, weren't able to, and now Doom's going to be back up, so Tundra probably looking to continue to look for something, even if they don't have Rolling Thunder.
Just get to focus tier 2 a bit. Skeeter, he's feeling strong. He's got BKB, Aegis. On the flip side, ASTER here, so they have the shard, as you mentioned, very good against Doom. So I think now if you're Tundra, you kind of need to Doom Monet or not use it unless the Rolling Thunder is really going to disrupt, even if the shard does get dropped. And Ori, he is close to this AC, and he currently has a DD bottled up. So right now, if you're ASTER, very likely that they're currently communicating, yo, I have a DD still for a bit, help me get this AC, and then we can look to go together and take the fight.
Double damage.
Let's see, top lane. Tundra.
Oh, he's done this a lot on 33. Octarine is finished up already. Same build he did, I think, or at least that we saw from Saxa do, at least on the Doom, I think it was the other day.
Yeah, so first of all, with the Arcane Boots in the lane, he gets to split it for the lens. It definitely makes it easier to drop your Dooms and stuff. And I think also with, you know, all the refresher nerves and BKB mana costs, I feel like the Octarine really comes in nicely with the higher cast range and, most importantly, the bonus armor.
And
bonus
most importantly,
reduce cooldown on the Midas.
More money.
More money here.
How can I forget that one?
Let's have a look. On Shadow from Tundra, they really want to try and do something around the mid with this Aegis on Skeeter.
Look how they're backpacking even the Wraith Pack Saxa. When they're doing this play and walking through mid, backpacking so it doesn't reveal.
That's very cute.
Now, if you're Aster, are you just trying to avoid fights for the remainder of this 2 minutes of Aegis time?
Unless you see an opportunity that allows you to kind of go around on the backline of Tundra, I think you're better off just saying, okay, we can chill. They did have the DD earlier, that's like a little opportunity, you know, that can make it easier for you. But now, if it feels hard, you just don't really need to go for it. Aegis is still there for a bit. But if you see an opportunity where you can go around because you feel like maybe Tundra won't be ready, then that's really your time to shine. And it looks like that's kind of what they have in mind here.
I think Hori might have actually gotten seen on the creep wave in mid. He walked in and nuked as the smoke was getting popped. Let's see if Tundra caught that.
See, Aster, they are going to try and make a play whilst that Aegis still stands in the hands of Skeeter.
They want to abuse this Lark vision.
Fresh BKB on XXS this fight.
So if they can catch 33 before he's able to drop the ultimate, but immediately 33 to with the Doom, but just as quickly Ori was able to get the BKB off in time. BKB is up for him, he'll start to back away, same to be said for Monet, but Boca does get caught by the catch of Skeeter, but Monet's going to jump in aggressively to try and help out and keep a Boca safe. Now Boca jumps in himself with a 2-man rebound, and XXS with a 4 Marina catches at them, 3 of them, but Boca will be the first to fall, but they found one in return, they'll turn towards Skeeter, take him down the one, frostbite control onto 9, will allow XXS to get the double, and Aster, they can look to try and set up for Skeeter a second time round, he'll put the BKB, look for TP, but he's got 5 heroes beating into him, there's no escape for the CK, as Aster will take the team fight.
I mean, picture perfect the way they take this fight, right? They jump in, they show the Razor, they're like, doom me, please.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much every single time, right? These reactions from Ori, I think he's got BKB every single time off that he's been doomed pretty much.
Pretty much. Seems like it.
Yeah, and then you can just see the Slark shard, you know, these prolonged fights. If Aster get their BKBs off and they live through this roll and Doom, as we've touched on multiple times now, the fights will look like this if Aster continue to play them as beautiful as they really have.
Now check it out here.
He runs in, Doom, yeah, he pops the BKB on it. Here comes Monet, roll kind of not doing much. Yeah, sure, you do get onto this backline, and Baboka does end up dropping, but he bites back. It's close to their tier 2.
Back in action, Monet. Let's see if we can find more.
It's really good synergy the way they did the fight too. They all ran the same direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do see when it's like, oh god, these type of panic plays gonna happen. That one person run one way, one person runs another. They all ran left together, which, I mean, was perfect really for them for that fight. And now another DD. Couple more items I believe also picked up. I think they did get a gem now on the Crystal Maiden as well, and I think Baboka's about to have BKB too after using his buyback. So more timings also for Aster. No, it did feel like Tundra with that Aegis had a timing themselves. Aster has shown that they can clearly take any of these fights if they do approach it properly with that Razor walking in.
There's a bit of a farming ult here from Baboka. Yeah, I just want to speed up the pickup on the BKB. They might
They're punishing
look
him.
to get him though. They'll see him in the mid, get him with the jump. So a short-lived ultimate. Well, he didn't have to clean up that wave at least before he got ganked, you know.
Sure.
So an efficient use there. I like it.
70 seconds though, he's gone.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's the thing. He doesn't need to have his ult available if he's dead. You know, I'm gonna die mid. Might as well use the ult to farm.
That's what I'm gonna
He's a
do.
smart man.
These next fights for Tundra, it's very important for them. They are ahead in the game, but fights probably feel harder for them as they perhaps think they should. It's very important for them that they need to spot out this Monet Slark, which is not always the easiest task, right? Slippery hero, he knows if you do see him, because again, this roll plus Doom, their best target by far is this Slark, because he will be able to save his teammates, and that is not something you want to play into right now.
See Aster
Walking in, even with
they
the
want to try and catch Tundra by surprise. Now, this is a moment that Tundra probably won't expect Aster to be bringing the fight towards them. Which opponent wants to actually leaping all over the place, but they will lock him down and take him out.
And now this is the sweep to clear the vision also inside their jungle. They're starting to feel that there was pretty much 3 wards actually, or 2 or 3 wards placed down, so we'll be able to get at least 1 or 2 of those.
Yep,
And
another
both
one.
respawning. So even though that gold advantage has been there for Tundra, it feels like Aster has been able to take every single one of the fights if they do just continue to do these approaches.
Yeah, it very much feels that the 4K gold is basically the Doom
It's the
effect.
Doom.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
the Doom effect right
Literally.
now.
Yeah.
So in terms of sort of the actual tangible value of sort of items that are available for both teams, it very much feels that we're pretty much on an even playing level right now.
Second Roche is going to be very important for both these teams. Teams at this level, they will both know that the earliest respawn will start within, you know, your next 50 seconds. Both teams, they're going to definitely play around that because Aegis, Shard in this game, it is a very close game. Yeah, the network does say Tundra is ahead. But as we said, they need to hit the conditions a little more in the fights to actually beat Aster.
Yeah, let's see if now with the 3rd Blink Dagger, they're able to get that initiation a little cleaner. Skitter also has one. They also have a Basher on 9, so an extra form of maybe stunning control to keep them in the Doom so they can't reset as we've seen multiple times from Aster.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I am very careful around this bottom push here, Tundra.
Dire's bottom
Just seeing if they were able to catch out anybody from ASTER heading over to try and clear out the creep wave. But won't be the case. This tier 1 will be left alone defensively by ASTER. ASTER sticking together.
ASTER will always know that Phantasm on cooldown is being used to farm constantly. He showed them in mid.
Yeah.
XXX actually cleaned them up, so that is a little bit of an element that they always will know that Tundra doesn't have.
ASTER just don't really care about the spot tower. You don't want to get baited away. You just took back your jungle when the second Roach is about to respawn. Instead, good job by them. They invade the enemy triangle. One thing I want to say about the Skeeter Blink Dagger, I think another way that I haven't touched on yet is that if you jump multiple targets at the same time, obviously Slar can't really save all of them, right?
For sure.
So maybe you can jump the Razor with the roll, but you jump Mars or whatever with the CK, and even though he saves one, he cannot save the other. So that could be another condition that Tundra are currently playing for.
I almost want to see like one of the cores maybe carrying a Dust then, as if the fight's going to get so split up, you can't always depend on these supports to be able to cover versus the Glimmer Cape that's on the CM. Maybe one of them will have to sacrifice an item slot. I see that at 33, he's had the Dust in his backpack, but he keeps swapping that between the Wraith Band. But always have to be careful if you do go for split up fights and don't have any protection.
Coming up to that short time for Roshan, just about a minute until it'll be back in play.
It's level 18, XXS, about to have level 3 ult.
Buybacks and this Dire Outpost are going to be crucial in this next Roshan fight. Both teams, you need to like trade your BKBs for the Doom spells. If you do end up dying to Doom, you can buy back and take the second Aegis, and then that will really help you, play against each other. So both teams should be talking about this right now. Perhaps if Tundra want to take a fight, you need to smoke, take the Outpost first, and then fight so that ASTER can just buy back and come back into it.
ASTER knows how important this next few moments are, really just positioned on this area around the Roche, protecting that ward.
Prize is mine.
Also, SNY, another item finished up. Ori, so versus that Doom, that status resist. We'll have to watch out for that.
I think Mono was going for one as well.
Oh, did he actually queuing up? Okay.
Oh, he's changed his mind. Yeah, he was thinking between the SNY and the Lincolns, I guess, yeah.
We did see 33 did have the Axe queued up before. He has shifted. We don't know what he's going to go just yet, but it's probably going to end up being that at some point if we do see those Lincolns start getting queued up.
Yeah, especially if I think Monet starts showing like an ultimate orb of perseverance, you can bet that 33 is going to queue up that Axe. ASTER, they are going to smoke, and looks like they're going to make the first aggressive move.
What sort of a jump they're able to start the fight with?
They showed themselves mid. Did nuke out the wave while they were smoked.
This could be a good wrap
There's a
around.
DD. Hello.
Skeeter is prepared.
Dire's
Steps into this first, smoke dispelled, they know that they're up here. Drop down the ward, XXS is going to be looking for the jumping. The catch onto Saxa. Down with the spear, but he's still forced aside, able to get the leak off Saxa, he's away. He's out of the fight, and Baboka, he's having to deal with 33. 32 is going to look to bail out with the BKB TP out. Will actually kill Baboka on the way out there. Back in action, Monet finishes off the kill onto Snaking. He'll come back in with a buyback. They've locked down Ori though, he's in so much trouble. Skeeter just doing incredible amounts of damage. The swashbuckle bash over towards Siamese Cat as well. Tundra, they'll take the team fight, and at a very important time as well. Roshan is up. They'll head straight into the pit.
They didn't even use Doom. They didn't even need it in the fight. They were able to just reset away. 33 actually jumps the backline, gets on Baboka, 9 as well. They cause so much havoc. Split the fight up completely, which lets Skeeter just jump in afterwards and pick and choose his target.
Yeah, like ASTER, they run into this high ground. They think it's like a good jump onto Smarana, but he's very tanky. He drops the Wraith Pack. They pop all their BKBs, but they don't end up killing anyone. And then it's kind of, switcheroo where Tundra now, they just run you over. Your BKBs are done. As we can see here, they have a nice jump on the Mirana, but Saxa here, force that leap, Wraith Pack runs away. And now it starts getting like a little weird for them. And they're like, okay, we need to get the hell out of here, but you're not running away from a Pango and all these Blink Daggers. And now, Tundra, they win this fight. They get the Aegis and 13,000 gold lead.
Just indeed, that was always going to be a tough fight for ASTER to step into. Tundra having the favorable positioning, and indeed the way that they're able to sort of split it up. The supports of Tundra taking so much focus from Monet.
Look at Skeeter, he was feeling that moment. He was finally able to jump into a fight as the CK and get
He could do something and slay them.
Huge injection of gold. Everybody kind of having a full item now finished up also.
What the call is from ASTER now. Deal with this 4 minutes, where Tundra will be very comfortable with taking a fight.
Hey, there's the Axe Doom, so they have to be so careful how they position themselves on ASTER too.
Got to be very prepared for this move. Tundra are on the hunt for ASTER once again.
Got everything ready. Phantasm in 15, but they don't need it.
ASTER have good positioning. They're kind of waiting. Let's see how TUNDRA approaches.
So you can see, it's Skeeter. Won't go for the Crystal Maiden, but then Monet jumps in, but there's the Aghanim's Doom. At 33, all he's got to do is stay on top of Monet, and then Monet, he's going to have no response. Nothing to be done against that, as Monet's out for 80 seconds. And the rest of ASTER, they've got to run. TUNDRA, they're going to try with the chase. Arrow, not going to quite reach towards Ori. He's out of there. There we have indeed the power of the Aghanim's Doom. Not much that a poor old Slark can do about that one once 33 is on top of it.
And look at when the Slark respawns, and look at the Doom cooldown.
Oh,
it's
hello.
actually back up before the Slark even respawns, so for ASTER, this is starting to look really difficult. They have to try to find these angled approaches that were working earlier, but TUNDRA are seeming to cover their bases a lot better now.
You're not going to get to abuse this cooldown anymore, at least as long as one of your cores die, which I think is going to be the case in every fight coming up. So I think unless you look to get some 4 stabs, which Siamese Cat has queued up for now, these fights are not going to be that much easier for you. I believe that ASTER might just wait out this Aegis, and then it's really crunch time to talk about how you want to approach these next fights.
Yeah, I was about to say, 4 stabs or even the shard on the Marcy. Looks like he has queued it up, so that could be another option to maybe just toss somebody out of that Doom area. Yeah, definitely not going to be an easy one though. TUNDRA now having everyone's so much tankier now too. 9 has a full Shiva's Timeless Relic too. It's hard for them to really find a target to focus fire on ASTER.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See done on Skeeter, the big items. Starting to roll in for TUNDRA.
Starting to feel like maybe some damage issues also coming in for ASTER. I mean, especially because, of course, one person's always going to get doomed every single time, but everyone on TUNDRA is starting to get pretty tanky. Halberd even on a Mirana.
Yeah, like we had this earlier where we were like, yeah, ASTER prefer long fights, but I feel like at this point now with all these items coming out, AC, Aura, you have Shivas on 9, you have Halberds, Wraith Pact, 4 Staves. I'm not even sure if ASTER prefer these long fights anymore. I feel like it has shifted a bit where they now need to get a really solid initiation around a place where TUNDRA cannot buyback. And I'm pretty sure you need to kill these supports first because they're not going to burst through a CK even if they jump in first. So fights are not easy for ASTER right now. Definitely need to look for them to clutch one of the next fights out of a smoke.
Yeah. So how do you focus firing a hero when they're going to be frost shielded, taking 60% reduction? 4 stabbed, boots the bearing, removed out of the fights too. It's, like you said, have to try to find some of these supports to take them out, but yeah, they're not fragile either.
Dire's middle tower is
Going to be very difficult for ASTER to make any sort of move right now. They're just having to let TUNDRA get away with taking these towers. The waves pushed in.
And Loki just continuing to use the ult to farm.
Maybe this Hex on XXS that he's working towards is something that they want to perhaps abuse on one of the side lanes, perhaps get a pick-off, allow yourself to have more of the stun duration to perhaps burst through heroes. One of the other timings that perhaps that they have later. Ori has a blink now, so I think they want to have this quick initiation, have him follow up, and later in the game this refresher will come out. It's been a while since I've seen a refresher Razor. Of course, we all know that's very strong, and I just don't know if that's going to be enough for them. It's all going to be about this clutch jump from them.
They just keep getting bigger. I mean, 33 is nearing critical mass. He's got the bots too. He's got nearly running out of slots.
I mean, this guy is nearly full slotted, that's for sure.
And he's always going to be able to be at every fight because of those boots of travel too, right? So they could even look for these fights, the Moonlight Shadow as well. They're going to be able to sweep the map a lot easier and kind of just keep ASTER trapped inside of the base. Scary moments.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of is the next step for 33 of all this money? What is he going to upgrade the blink? Does he want to swallow the Aghanims, get something else in that slot?
Probably upgrade his dagger. They already have a Shiva, so you don't really need to go for that. Perhaps upgrade your blink, then you just sell your Midas, you get a refresher, or eat your eggs, get a refresher. Depends on how greedy he wants to be. You know, he might just eat his eggs and get the refresher, keep the Midas, knowing him.
Definitely possible. Keeps the bottom lane shoved, joins his team immediately, and they just continue to keep ASTER trapped in the base. Gold lead is just continuing to grow and grow and grow.
That's the Hex. As you said, this has got to be something that ASTER are able to make a big play with around sort of the reveal.
Head-on team fight just doesn't seem possible. I feel like now it's somehow you have to try to maybe look for pickoffs, but the way that Tundra's playing, they're only showing the Doom for a quick second on some lane, but everybody else is sticking together.
Let's see what they can do with this item reveal of the Hex from XXS. I mean, who's sort of the ideal target? Are you just looking to get in and Hex one of the supports, the easier kills, or do you just try for a core?
I think if they're at all together on Tundra, you need to go on a sub. If they're split, yeah, then you can try for one of the cores, but if this is a clash like this where you don't know where the enemies are, you're definitely eyeing this Lich and Mirana first.
Both teams smoked up and opposite sides of the map.
Bit's getting hit, so they know that something's up.
Yeah, look at all the lanes from Tundra.
Double siege wave bottom.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We'll have to come back to the base now, Aster. Smoke comes to an end, not able to catch Tundra off guard as they wish to.
Tundra might just look to go in with this bottom wave just a little bit. If somebody shows, they might just jump.
Already showing. There's the jump, and they're going to be able to get the pullback into the stun. Mone's going to get in, able to drop down. Shard there to ensure that Ori can have the chance to break away from that jump. Got the BKB there as well, though.
Dire's bottom tower
to try and save his Razor.
Nice attempt there from Tundra. Just trying to take advantage of those double catapults being there. They did get 550 damage on the tower because of just that jump.
Yeah,
they don't get a kill.
It's very good by them. So first of all, they have the gem. They just want to keep the map narrow. They want to force Aster back to the bottom lane because they knew that Aster were previously smoked in their own jungle. Right now that you force all of them here, again, you sweep across the map, you take your gem, take out the vision, take back the outpost, and now it's once again soon time to play around the third big boy of the game, which is Mr. Roche. So Tundra with some very quick and swift map movement in this game.
Dire's top tower is under
chasing
attack.
out. Do have a ward to play around. Only one that they do have right now. The base continues to get sieged. They have to address those side lanes.
Yeah, so hard for them to step out this stage of the game, Aster. Almost just have to wait until Tundra approaches them, maybe even until Tundra's at least on their half of the map.
Look how hard it is to kill these heroes now, too. An Aeon disc on 9. They have a Linken's on the CK2, so they're covering all their bases.
They're going to start the Roshan Tundra. They know that they don't need to really have any cares in the world when it comes to Aster approaching the Roshan pit. Ori, blink out. Rolling Thunder down. Tundra will reset a little bit with that in mind. They'll back off. Won't try and push the Roshan whilst they're lacking one of the ults.
Well, they did get the rollout, so not too bad for them. I still think for Aster, as we said, of course, they're far behind, so it's not easy. But buybacks are going to be the name of the game, I think, for them if they want to win this next fight. Try to bait out some spells, come in with the buybacks, get a clutch steal on the Aegis, and then kind of try to, you know, come back into this game. Because they're by no means out of it, but they need to hit all these next plays and timings.
Yeah, that feels like it actually just has to be the solution. We've seen that a lot from teams in the past. Yeah, bait the Doom, like maybe just throw Ori's life away at some point, and then letting them buy back and jump into the fight afterwards and try to clean up. Have to be careful because soon, as you mentioned, 33, he did buy the overwhelming blink, but he's getting close to having that gold for that refresher as well. So could just have the 2 Dooms anyway.
Get the 25 as well off this wave.
And now it's a break as well, so. Oh boy.
Yeah, this Doom is pretty strong, huh? And also, if he ever dies, if he does get, of course, right now, no, okay, he has all the buyback money, so I think for them, for Tundra, it's important to not fight too close around this outpost because they should know that Aster's only win condition are buybacks with a TP back in. And 3-3, if he feels very strong, he can go in first. If he trades his life, he can buy back bots TP 2 on just one of his teammates and come back to the fight as well to try and nullify some of these plays from Aster.
They can easily do this Roche like this, full HP, Skeeter, and 9.
See if Aster want to take the risk.
They have to scout it.
Just so dangerous, but at this stage, the amount they are behind Aster, they've got to make a risky move. They want to have a chance of turning this game round.
Playing into an Aegis, Cheese, and Ags at this deficit feels pretty much impossible. Looks like they really want to try to take the fight.
I like what Tundra are doing. They just kind of stop and
the jump! The Doom! 33's in, the AoE Doom's there. He's going to look to chase down Bavoka. Bavoka was able to get the BKB off, and they do manage to ensure that Monet can break away from 33. Still, though, they've lost the 2 other cores, XXS and Ori, and now Siamese Cat as well, short to follow. Aster, they were trying their best to approach Tundra from some sort of surprising angle, but the wards were down, vision was set up, and Tundra once again able to get that jump in. a little bit of a silver lining there that they could get Monet out to safety, but 3 heroes still go down. Roshan still goes the way of Tundra. Aster, they fall further behind.
They get the chain stun, the stun catches on the Razor, they get the arrow. I mean, even from then, anywhere before that, they looked at the fight was probably just going to be over. They spent their gold too. He bought the full refresher before the fight on the Razor, so that was them going, all right, this is kind of our last chance of a fight. We can't actually win around these buybacks, and it doesn't actually work out at all.
That is the push. DD Rune as well here for Skeeter.
Fortified.
To speed up the siege.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What can they do about this, Aster? Doesn't look like they've got a whole
They need to
many
delay.
options left here. They're down 35,000 gold. Tundra onto the barracks, forcing out the fortification.
Dire's middle barracks. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
Look to play it calm as well. They won't immediately push for a second set of racks. They know that they're in a spot that's very, very comfortable right now. They can definitely look to take the safest route out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, half of Tundra's gold lead is currently in their bank with 3-3 holding 8,000, 9 holding 3s, and the rest of them also holding like 3 each. So 20k is definitely in the inventory right now. They're going to chill a moment, think about the next item, spend their gold if they want to. And then, yeah, I mean, Aster, they will look for one of their last fights, again, where they need to go around as they did before. It's hard, but this is the only way that they can win this game. If they just wait in their base, Tundra will lead them out until the end of the game and just slowly finish.
I wonder if we can see the win probability, because I imagine it's getting probably down to one of those 1% ones at this stage.
It does feel like that.
98. Close.
That's
More than I thought.
It's a generous 4%, I would say.
Let's have a look, see if Aster can find that 4%.
33, pretty much has the gold for that refresher plus buyback in a second. And they're already starting the siege.
Jump Skeeter.
They get the stun
straight away for Ori. Ori's going to get thrown out to the side by Baboka.
Baboka, take the arrow.
And for that, may lose his life? No. Okay, Monet. You save the Depth Shroud, ensures that Baboka will also be saved. Aster, they keep one another alive.
So scary for Aster. It's like anybody who shows, and anybody could just die if they show their face if they get caught by those stuns. But Baboka sitting way far back to be able to make sure that he can try to rebound, disengage his teammates. But they just still have to continue watching.
Yeah, who do you jump? Who do you start the fight on if you're Aster? You really feel like you've run out of options at this stage.
And there's that refresher finished up for 33.
They're going to try.
Spear back.
And with the jump, 33 will respond with the Axe AoE Doom in on top of XXS. That'll be the bars going down. Has got buyback available. 33 moves over now towards Monet, but Monet was able to put the BKB in time. Keeps his distance. Chiprop's thrown out. Skeeter pops the Phantasm. Monet has to bounce back under the safety of his tier 4s as Ori will go down. No buyback available for him.
The Axe Phantasm.
Dire's top barracks have fallen.
Now just with the 4 members of Aster, is there anything they can do to slow this down? The tier 4's falling.
33 still has the refresher.
He's able to catch Monet. Oh my goodness, he is actually able to jump out in time. But 33 students back up in on top of XXS. GG is called as Tundra will take this game 1.
Seemed like there was a small window where Aster was starting to bring things back together, but Tundra, they just played really patient.
Yeah, I think like this mid-game timing really from them, Aster had to get kind of more done really in this timing with their BKBs where they were winning like 1 or 2 fights here and there, but Tundra, they just really, they held it together and then they just strike, like 1 fight 1 and the whole game crumbled from there.
Yeah, they just, when they play with this Doom, I mean, they really just are so comfortable the way they play around it, get that advantage, and they keep pushing it and pushing it. Even though they lost those fights, they were still the aggressors in most of this game, and yeah, wow, that's just, that one fight really turns everything, right? Because it looked like Aster, they're kind of bringing things back. It's like a 4K lead, and then boom, Tundra just explodes, 14K gold lead, and control the entire map.
Yeah, and we very much saw sort of up until that fight that Aster did try and look a bit of a stalemate. I mean, was that very much a part of the game where Aster did indeed have to take those risks? Is there, would they be looking back at this now and saying, maybe we could have taken a more passive way out, tried to extend it, or were you always going to lose the long game anyway against sort of the farm that Tundra's building up?
I think they definitely had to try and like speed up the game with like this 15 to 20 minute mark with their BKBs and the team fight, but they didn't really get there.